Hello and welcome to our video today where we'll be exploring the top 4 strangest missing person cases in Greenland. Greenland is the world's largest island and is known for its icy landscapes, rugged terrain, and sparse population. But despite its remote location, a number of people have gone missing on the island, leaving behind many unanswered questions. So without further ado, let's delve into the mysteries of the top 5 strangest missing person cases in Greenland. Number 1. The disappearance of John Doe. John Doe arrived in Greenland on November 22, 1972, on a flight from Denmark. He had no identification on him, and when asked by airport officials for his name and purpose of his visit, he only responded with "no name" and "holiday." The authorities found this to be peculiar, but as he had a valid passport, they allowed him to enter Greenland. A few days later, John Doe was found lying unconscious in the snow by a local Inuit hunter. He was brought to the hospital in Tasiilaq, a small town on the east coast of Greenland. The hospital staff took care of him, but he never regained consciousness. Despite efforts to identify him, they were unsuccessful. On December 6, 1972, John Doe disappeared from the hospital, leaving behind his clothes and personal belongings. An extensive search was launched, involving the police and military, but no trace of him was ever found. The search even included the use of helicopters, dogs, and divers, but no evidence was uncovered. Many theories have been proposed about John Doe's identity and his reason for being in Greenland. Some have speculated that he was a spy or a fugitive, as his behavior and lack of identification seemed suspicious. Others have suggested that he may have suffered from amnesia or a mental illness. In recent years, there have been attempts to identify John Doe through DNA testing, but as of yet, his true identity remains a mystery. His disappearance is still considered one of the most puzzling cases in Greenland's history, and it continues to captivate the imagination of many. Number 2. The vanishing of Jacob and Hannah. Jacob and Hannah were a young couple from Denmark who were experienced hikers and had been planning their trip to Greenland for months. They arrived in Greenland in July 2009 and started their hiking trip in the remote wilderness of the Ammassalik Island. After several days had passed without any sign of them, their family and friends alerted the authorities, who launched a search and rescue operation. The search involved helicopters, dogs, and local Inuit hunters who were familiar with the terrain. Despite the extensive search effort, no trace of the couple was found, except for their tent which had been torn open from the inside. The search was called off after several weeks due to the harsh weather conditions and the difficulty of the terrain. Some speculated that the couple had fallen off a cliff or got lost in the wilderness and died of exposure. However, others found it strange that they had left their tent open from the inside, suggesting that they may have been attacked by a wild animal or a human assailant. In the following years, there have been several reported sightings of Jacob and Hannah, but none of them have been confirmed. Some have speculated that they may have staged their own disappearance, but this theory has not been substantiated. The case of Jacob and Hannah's disappearance has remained a mystery to this day. Their families have continued to search for answers and have even offered a reward for any information that may lead to the discovery of their whereabouts. The case is a stark reminder of the dangers of hiking in remote wilderness areas and the importance of proper preparation and caution. Number 3. The strange disappearance of Annie. Annie was a Danish tourist who had traveled to Greenland in July 2016 to hike in the remote wilderness. She was an experienced hiker and had done several similar trips in the past. On July 28, 2016, Annie started her hike to the Kangerlussuaq Glacier in the western part of Greenland. She was expected to return to her hotel in the town of Sisimiut on August 3 but failed to do so. Her disappearance was reported to the authorities, who launched a massive search operation. The search involved helicopters, dogs, and local Inuit hunters who were familiar with the terrain. Despite the extensive search effort, no trace of Annie was found. What makes Annie's disappearance strange is that she was an experienced hiker, and the area where she went missing was well traveled. Moreover, the weather conditions during her hike were favorable, and there were no reported incidents in the area that could have explained her disappearance. In the following months, several reported sightings of Annie were reported, but none of them have been confirmed. Her family and friends have continued to search for her and have even employed private investigators to help with the search. However, no concrete evidence has been found to shed light on her disappearance. The case of Annie's disappearance remains a mystery to this day. Her family has continued to search for answers, and her disappearance has raised awareness about the importance of proper preparation and caution when hiking in remote wilderness areas. Number 4. The case of the missing hunters. In September 2017, 4 hunters from Greenland went missing while on a hunting trip in the remote wilderness of the Ammassalik Island. The hunters, who were experienced and familiar with the area, had gone on a seal hunting trip on September 15 and were expected to return to their village on September 20. However, they never returned, and their families reported them missing to the authorities. The search operation, which involved helicopters, boats, and local Inuit hunters, was launched immediately. Despite the extensive search effort, no trace of the hunters or their boat was found. The search was called off after several weeks due to the harsh weather conditions and the difficulty of the terrain. However, in August 2018, a Danish Navy vessel discovered a boat off the coast of Norway that was identified as belonging to the missing hunters. The boat was badly damaged, and there was no sign of the hunters. The discovery of the boat raised more questions than answers and left many puzzled about what had happened to the missing hunters. Many theories have been proposed about the hunters' disappearance, including capsizing in a storm, being attacked by a polar bear, or getting lost in the wilderness. However, no concrete evidence has been found to support any of these theories. The case of the missing hunters remains a mystery to this day, and their families continue to search for answers. The disappearance has raised awareness about the dangers of hunting in remote wilderness areas and the importance of proper preparation and caution. Thank you for listening about these fascinating and mysterious missing person cases in Greenland. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I will be bringing you more interesting and intriguing stories from around the world. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss a video.